What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to probably one of the most beautiful pitches I have ever played on. These are the Nike Mercurial AirZoom Vapor 16 Elite. And I gotta say, I am wildly excited to get these on feet. We're gonna do a ton of different drills, walk you guys through what these are like to actually play in them. This will be a full play test. Let's hop into it. All right, here we go, getting the boots on feet. And as per the try-on, oh my days, guys. Man, these are something else. I tell you what, Nike has absolutely gone above and beyond for these. Yes, maybe these are the safer option as far as the construction of a boot goes, but I gotta tell you, the comfort that you get straight out of the box with the Atom knit in the spots that most people are wide right here. So like I'm really wide in this area. Grip knit doesn't stretch that much. So a narrow silo or narrow-ish silo like this that has the ability down here with the Atom knit to actually stretch in the spot that I'm widest is one of the coolest features. And in my opinion is gonna really help the overall playability of these for wider foot shapes. Now, oh man, I'm so impressed with this boot. I think they've done a fantastic job with the redesign. I think the materials they used, you could argue that it's a little lazy because they're using materials that have already been proven, but I think the whole point of a Vapor is to be the best of all the materials. And so when you have a boot like this that's got the AirZoom in it, which is tried and true, you've got grip knit, which of course is massively popular from the GX1 and GX2. And then you have Atom knit, which again is not very different from Flyknit. In fact, I think it's literally just a quote unquote thin Flyknit material. When you have the combination of those three materials, it creates a boot that maybe isn't insanely technologically advanced, but good Lord, are these good straight out of the box. So I'm excited. I'm really pumped to be able to play in a Vapor finally that doesn't feel like it's gonna crush my foot. So let's get into some footwork. We're gonna do footwork on the outside of the pitch just to be careful of the not totally tearing up the pitch. Lovely. Go back the other way. Goodness Lord, guys. Sole plate feels good straight away. Obviously, this is an FG pitch, so this is a little different than my usual play tests. This will be better on my joints and just in general better for actual use case of a boot that's so aggressive on the sole plate, which is probably a good indication too of like, hey, maybe only wear these on FG. I know players from last year who wore the Vapor 15 on Flower City last year. They all thought pretty much that the sole plate was a little too aggressive for AG surfaces. Our particular surface also was kind of like, it was a little rough because it was so hard. But in general, I would say for an FG Merc, wear it on FG. And then an AG Merc, wear it on AG or FG. You can kind of get away with either. But this is beautiful grass and sole plate is feeling fantastic. Studs are digging into the ground. I will say there's a tiny bit of stud pressure in the forefoot area, but it's not bad stud pressure. It's just like, I know where each stud is, which I guess is a good thing once you get into like really aggressive movements. Let's get the ball in straight away. I wanna start working with this grip knit. That's something that compared to the last generation is gonna be pretty noticeable, I think, is the grip knit use, just because it's gonna be a lot more sticky when you are making cuts and turns, especially when the ball is really close to your foot. But unlike the GX2, which is super sticky, these ones seem to have, keep in mind it also is a little bit damp. It's been raining the last probably 2 days. So these ones have much more of a feel like the GX1 comparatively. Also because there's no proper texturing on this upper. It's just a flat grip knit, just like the GX1 was. It's just a slightly different, it's got that like chevron weave to it as opposed to just kind of a 360 weave or whatever the GX1, like however you would explain that. All right, now, because I don't have a wall here on any side of the AG, or excuse me, the FG pitch, all I'm gonna do is dribble through these just to get it out of my feet and then pass it, like no shots or anything. I'm just gonna pass it to get a sense of what the striking surface is like when I'm passing the ball. That's something that is sort of like a main feature of kind of the difference where the seam is between the grip knit and the Atom knit, it comes at a really interesting location where I think you could have theoretically grip if you tried to whip the ball, but as you're just passing, it doesn't feel as sticky because the passing surface is kind of half Atom knit, which doesn't have any grip element on it, and then half grip knit. Whereas if I tried to come and whip the ball, like if I came and dip and swerve and kind of angled my foot down, like up and down, that's where I'm getting the grip from the grip knit. But any sort of just nice and easy, okay, pass, whatever, I'm getting way less grip, which is kind of an interesting thing. It's almost like how the Predator is with the strike skin fins are just like in that particular location where I would come around and either play a long ball or try and like whip the ball. So it's kind of nice actually. I like having sort of that zonal grip so far at least. Now we'll go to the other side. Again, just a little passing. Nice. See, yeah, I really like the sort of distractionless playing surface. And to be fair, I find the same joy in passing with the GX. The GX just has obviously grip in that area because the entire upper is grip knit as opposed to having, you know, other than the lacing system, which is like unexposed, but you're not going to use that to pass unless you hit like a side volley or something, and fair play if you do. All right, here we go. Last one. Nice. Yeah, honestly, passing with these feels super nice, super natural. Part of that is that the boots have a completely seamless upper, like it just wraps your foot kind of perfectly. And so, you know, that obviously helps. There's no like weird jutting out points or whatever. So it just feels very clean on the touch. And that's something that I really love about Vapors in general, but this generation in particular is like different level. Hey, shout out Michael Cunningham, my homie, Mikey, 7MLC. Love you, bro. This is his drill. This is the one that I've seen him do a ton of times. Little box, we're just gonna go through it, be a little freestyle, do your thing, and get a sense of what these are like to dribble at pace with, and also cut inside, outside. Nice little shot there. Obviously not exactly what I want from a shot perspective, but just getting a feel for what the boots are like to play in. We've talked a lot about the upper and the stud pattern. I gotta say though, Zoom Air. Oh, wow. Okay, golazo. The Zoom Air unit is actually really enjoyable to play with. And I know I complained about it with the Zoom Vapor 15 Elite, but that was a boot that I didn't quite fit in. And I don't think they made this sole plate any wider necessarily, but because of the way that the upper gives you more room to breathe a little bit for wider foot shapes, that's one thing that, nice. That's one thing that makes these way more enjoyable to play in on the AirZoom unit because it's a little bit wider, so I don't feel like I'm cramped and the AirZoom feels kind of unbalanced, if that makes sense. All right, pretty straightforward cone line here. Try to get those right-footed whip shots in to the far post. Here we go. Gosh, these feel so clean to play with, honestly. I'm very impressed. Like, haven't had to take them off once. That is a first for a Vapor, like, and it's not even close. These are by far, yikes. These are by far, in a way, the best Vapors that I've ever had on my feet. That being said, most of you will probably be like, hey, Vapor 11, hey, Vapor 13, hey, you know, whatever else. But for my foot shape, these are near perfect. And that's insane. And I love that because I have wanted to play in Vapors for so long. And nice little back post. It makes me so happy to wear some of these. And honestly, I'm not just saying that because they fit. These are objectively a very, very good performing boot. All right, you guys know what it is. Crossbar challenge, always. One right foot, one left foot, no cuts on the video or anything. Here we go, we're gonna start left-footed first. Little ping. Oh, that was pretty poor. All right, getting arrogant here. Or cocky, as they say. Here we go. Oh, close. All right, free kicks, and then we'll wrap it up. Set it up, normal one-step free kick. Recently, if you haven't seen some of my other play tests, I've switched it up a little bit, so now I'm only going one step here just to get it up and over the wall. Nice and easy. Here we go. That probably would have gone into the wall, and that was enough bend that I think a goalkeeper probably would have gotten there, but you get the idea. One thing that I haven't spoken about either, and we get this a lot in free kicks. So the heel area is a massive piece of issue for me on a lot of boots when I plant really hard. So when I'm planting for, like, you know, if I take a touch and I'm about to wind up, that heel area, I often plant and my heel slips this way. So it slips out of the boot that way. And it's really, really annoying because it gives me proper blisters on the bottom side of my heel. But the heel, similar to the GX1 and GX2, is fantastic in these. Wraps my foot perfectly. Lets me have a lot of lockdown, which is a huge piece of, obviously, performance. And so we'll go one more, but that really is a shining factor in these boots that are making them so good, is because I'm not getting any heel slippage. Part of that might also be, oh goodness, a little bit of skide there. Nice whip on it though. Part of that might also be the grip socks I'm wearing. Link down in the description box below for the discount code, 20%. But the heel area, really, really nice so far. Really nice, so no complaints. All right, little right foot action now. Here we go, get the weak foot going. Always gotta practice both sides in my opinion, at least as a younger player. I still do it because I feel like a younger player, and I just love training both sides. So here we go, little whip and bend. Oh, my days. Okay, we are going to pretend that never happened. Actually, that's not true. Live and learn, live and learn. Here we go. Second one. Feeling good though so far. Striking surface feels excellent. Nice, there it is. A little bit higher there, and then we are golden. One more, a little bit higher. Live and learn from the last two, and hopefully get this really nice whip and swerve to this bad boy. There it is. Nice. Look at that, 1, 2, 3. Really poor first one, a little bit better second one, and then really just utilized the grip knit, that extra little bit of pizzazz to get up and over. And yes, a lot of this is technique. A lot of this is 2 decades worth of intensive training on my part, but a boot that gives you all the kind of right pieces and parts, massive, massive help. All right, fam, that is gonna wrap up today's video and playtest of the absolutely sensational Vapor 16, I almost said 15, Vapor 16 Elite in this stunning prototype colorway. Now, couple final thoughts for the Vapor 16. One, sole plate is for FG and not AG. At least the FG model, wear the FG on FG and the AG on AG. My guess is they will come out with an AG model of this pretty soon. It probably won't come out with this colorway, but it definitely should come out with the first like launch colorway, if you will. I have seen a couple of the launch colorways. They're dope. You should definitely pick them up, especially given how freaking awesome these are. So sole plate, FG on FG, AG on AG. Upper, grip knit. I was a little hesitant because I was like, you already have it on the GX, use something a little more unique on this. But now that I've played with it, I think I get why they would put this material on the Vapor. I'm still like, you guys have the R&D budget to do something a little bit more special, a little bit different. You gotta be different than the GX series, the Phantom series, and you gotta be different than the Tiempo series. However, as a standalone product, imagine that they don't have grip knit on the Phantom series. This would be a sensational upper, sensational. And that's coming from somebody who thinks that grip knit, and I'm saying me, me, I think grip knit is one of the best upper technologies in a really, really long time. I think it is awesome. I think it's really useful. It actually does what it's supposed to do. And the execution on this model is very similar to GX1. It's a little bit less grippy than GX1 in my testing, and it's definitely less grippy than GX2, but you still get that water wicking, you still get the softness, the immediate break-in time, and the lack of stretch. It's not gonna overstretch, which is great. Atom Knit, really well placed in all the right places for the midfoot to be either pretty narrow or really wide if you want it to be. It stretches quite a bit. So Atom Knit is great. And honestly, as an overall performance package, I don't think it's as aggressive as a hardcore speed boot as Vapor 15 Elite was. But this is just a better product. It's more comfortable, it performs better for wider foot shapes, and it's probably gonna be excellent for thinner foot shapes as well. Nike, thank you for creating a Vapor that wider feet can fit in. This is awesome, and I cannot wait to continue to wear this. So that is, I know this was basically an all positive review. If I could knock it for one thing, it's probably, as I start to break these in more and more and more, the lockdown probably won't be as insane as it was on Vapor 15. Those boots felt like just an absolute track spike, basically. So that's probably one thing that I think most people are gonna complain about. It's not gonna feel as locked in, but I'm okay with that because I prefer boots that, okay, maybe it doesn't have the most insane lockdown, but the comfort and the performance are there, hands down. To be honest, guys, this might be like an 8.5 to 9 out of 10 boot. Maybe. We'll see. I gotta break them in more. I gotta use them more. I gotta really take them through their paces. I'm gonna try to get an AG model as well, just so that I have one and I can test what the AG Vapor feels like on AG surfaces, obviously, and we'll go from there. So that's gonna wrap up my review of, and playtest, of course, of the Vapor 16 Elite. I am massively, massively impressed with this boot. Nike absolutely smoked this. It is so good, and you guys should absolutely, absolutely buy a pair. I will be doing a full comparison on the top-end speed boots, so Vapor, F50 Plus, F50, and Ultra Carbon. That will be coming out probably in the next couple weeks, but so far, this is pretty excellent. So, hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Come on, guys, it's free. It's free. It's free. I post all this content for free. For you guys. And for myself, but mostly for you guys. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.